Hi, welcome back to the Jac and Glen channel. I'm Jackie.
And I'm her husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn.
Oh, you so sweet. And before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews.
So then we see Myrla meet up with her friend Quiana.
Mm-hmm.
And Quiana's like, how's married life? And she was like, it's really good. He's very patient with me.
Yeah.
And I'll acknowledge that I'm a handful. I'm a handful.
Yeah.
And he's been handling me pretty well. You know, it's decision day. How you feeling? And she was like, well, you know, I have these pros. He's a good guy. Mm-hmm. You know, he was vulnerable with me. He took me to a place where he used to live when his dad got shot. And, you know, I can appreciate that. But the con is the finances. She was like, he doesn't have any savings. We have drastically different incomes. And he just is establishing himself as a firefighter. I wanted someone who was already established in their career, and he's not.
That's not a bad thing, though. He's getting there, and I think what people have to realize is this, and what she has to realize that he's moving in right. Not like he's a bum, right? Firefighter school is hard and difficult. He put in the work to get what he needed to get, right? Mm-hmm. So he's where he's at. The finances he has, there's potential for him to go up and increase his finances as a firefighter. So let's not knock his profession because she's making six figures, whatever case may be, right? She had to get there. I'm sure where she started her job, it wasn't six figures right away. So she progressed to that. So let him be able to progress to that, and y'all meet in the middle, right? Because you can work. I understand if he was, you know, I don't want to call nobody's job out there. If he wasn't making any money, right? But he's doing something that's productive that he likes to do. Yeah. And so she shouldn't knock it. Let's embrace what my husband has, right? And let's move and see how we can do this thing together. That's my issue with her and Gil when they talk about this money situation. They always talk about it as an individual. They never talk about it together. Two are better than one. If I make 50 and you make 50, we have 100. So if I was living off a $50,000 lifestyle and he was making 50 and he was living off a $20,000 lifestyle, we had a $70,000 lifestyle and we got $100,000 and we're bringing in $100,000.
But we find out what the issue is with that a little later when Gil talks to his mom.
Right.
When Gil talks to his mom. So in between Myrla, I want to add this. She said, I don't want to have to change my lifestyle. And, you know, she's like, he's very humble. He leads a very humble life. But I don't want to live like that.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Like, I wouldn't want to go from living $100,000 lifestyle to a $50,000 lifestyle, because I'm used when we come together as a married couple, you both should elevate. She should have to come down to you. That's how I feel. I mean, you could say what you want.
Yeah, I think you should elevate, but at the same time, she shouldn't have to come down, and he should understand that we can still go up. And I'm not trying to be bougie, as he uses the word. I'm not being snob. I'm gonna kind of reap the benefits of that. The fact that my wife earns X amount potential. So I can still let him live his conservative lifestyle. That means there's just more money in the bank account, right?
We'll get to that later. So,
that's not. I know. I'm sorry. I don't want to skip.
That's not the way it's happening.
I want to get there. Let's go.
That's not the way it's happening.
It's the financial thing can be fixed. He keeps bringing it up.
Because, man.
I understand why let's get there. I'm sorry. Let's get there. He keeps bringing it up, but leave it alone. But he's not bringing it up correctly. He's not bringing it up the way that he needs to bring it up to her to make him to get her to understand. And maybe he has brought it up to her that way, but we haven't seen it.
Right.
So I'm gonna skip ahead, and they still sit there talking. He talks to his mom later on, and we find out that the financial issue is that Myrla comes from a traditional type family.
Just like Gil.
Where the man took care of everything.
Uh-huh.
Where he took care of everything. And Gil told his mom, basically, if I take care of everything, I won't have anything left afterwards.
And that's what let me say this, and that's what she's expecting to happen with the two of them.
Right.
She's used to the man taking care of the bills of the house. Gil said, my dad did it, which my question was, so what happened when your dad passed away? I'm curious. And I don't mean that in a shady way, but if that's what you're used to,
yeah,
I'm wondering what happened then. But that's what Myrla is used to. And so she's expecting him to do that. And like you said, he was like, she makes twice as much as me. I can handle taking care of the house, but there will be nothing else, nothing left. And so
not true.
No, it would. Listen, when you living with separate finance, when you don't actually put your money together, that is true. If you don't put your money together. Now, if you put your money together and he's responsible for not paying it out of his paycheck, but out of the account, let me see what bill is due this month. Let me pay this. This is due. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like that. But that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about out of your little... don't
say little. Don't say little. Don't insult the man.
I don't mean little like that. I mean little. Not little. When you get your little paycheck, pay all the bills, and what he didn't say is that that's not fair. I'm not going to have nothing left out of my paycheck. But meanwhile, she got her $100,000 and she gets to go buy her red bottoms. She gets to go buy this. She can buy that. And I can't buy a sliver of almonds.
But again, there lies the fact that you have the conversation. Okay, we're gonna put our money in the pot. We're gonna do this. We're gonna bring it. We're gonna come together and be one. Because if she comes from a traditional family, right, and traditional marriages, some traditional, everything's together. There's some, and when I think of traditional marriages, right, I think of all money in one pot. I think husband and wife both work together because we live in a different day and age. All right, I think then we sit there as economically and we do our bills. And then here's the pot. We have $150,000. Well, let's say we got $10,000 this month that came in. We got $8,000 worth of bills. We have $2,000 left after we pay the bills. So now we can do whatever we want with the $2,000 because we got food, we got groceries, the cable's on, the lights are on, everything is still paid. Let's move on. To me, that's what I think about when you talk about traditional marriage. It's like, okay, yeah, you may make more than I do, but when we put this bad boy together, we're able to live and sustain our livelihood, our business, our family. And that's what I'm thinking about. Mm-hmm. And still, it doesn't diminish you as being the head of the house.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have that misconception. It doesn't diminish you for being the head of the house because there's some women who have better professions than husbands. It is what it is. Their profession brings their more bread. You can have two people who are actors, and one makes more money than the other one. Mm-hmm. People like look at Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm sure Jay brings in a little bit more than Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Or Beyonce, vice versa. Beyonce bring more than Jay.
I don't know who bring in more money between them.
Me neither. I haven't looked it up, but I'm just saying. But they all coming into one pot.
Right.
And so it's like, what do we do there?
I don't know, but besides the money thing, which he shares with his mother, he's like...
And let's point this out, too. I think all this is in Gil's head because we never really heard him say about how they were going to handle the bills in the house or how they were going to handle the finances. I don't remember her ever saying, you're going to have to take care of all the bills. Because she keeps saying, I can take care of my stuff myself. I've been handling my stuff. So you're just adding in. And guess what? He eliminated one bill anyway because his lease is up.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right. But obviously we're not privy to every conversation that they have. So they obviously had that conversation. We just didn't hear it. This is us hearing it. Right. But his thing that he expressed to his mother was also, I don't want her changing me. I don't want her changing me like, I'm good with how I am. Like I don't want to say meager. Like I'm good with the essentials, with the basics.
Right.
And he was like, I don't want her changing me and making me like you want to pull me up and make me be spending my money. Like that's his thing.
But his mindset is wrong because his mom talked about suits. Yeah, you're not gonna pay $600 for a suit or $300 for a pair of shoes. But if your wife wants to buy you some nice things, accept the nice things. right? And vice versa. If she may want some nice things for you, buy her the nice things. It doesn't change who you are as a person. Because I've gotten some nice things, or my lifestyle has changed, doesn't change you as a person. We can talk lifestyle where I came up from and grew up is not where I'm at today. Hasn't changed me from being a nice guy, hasn't changed me from giving back, haven't changed me from taking care of people. It hasn't changed me. Matter of fact, I might take care of people too much if you ask me. Yeah, I'm the one to catch when you ask me, I give, and to some people. But you know what I'm saying. So it doesn't change who you are. So I can relate to Gil. I don't want to ever change, even though we make decent amount of money. I don't want to change who I am. It doesn't change you. It just gives you a greater avenue to be the person that you are by giving back more and taking care of what you need to take care of.
Yeah, so they have a whole conversation about the finances. And, Myrla's basically like, other than that, it's this one thing. But this one thing is very important to him.
Yeah.
And it's like decision day is hinging on the finances. Even when he talks about the fact that, she's negative, you act a little bit spoiled. It's like you forgot where you came from. It's kind of bratty. I don't want to be married to a brat. And she says, I haven't forgotten where I came from. That's my motivation for doing what I do, because I don't want to go back there. He said it like you kind of look down on people that are not in your spot. And I mean, I haven't gotten that from her. We haven't gotten that from her watching. She never expressed that. She absolutely said that, that's my motivation to not go back. And
she gives back a lot. She works in the community. She does things. Even by the fact of her profession, she's always giving back. She's always helping. Just because she's helping wearing Prada shoes, giving back, or she's wearing a Gucci shirt, giving back, or a Louis Vuitton shirt, going and giving back, doesn't mean she's not giving back. Because let's think about it. I mentioned superstars later. Some of these superstars, when they go back in these communities and homes or pass out turkeys, whatever, they're not wearing just regular Joe Blows. They're wearing their Louis Vuittons. They're wearing their Gucci. They're wearing it. But again, does that mean you don't give back because you have nice things? Does that mean that you don't love culture? There's some folks that don't want to go back to where they at, where they came from. Where they grew up at. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to go back. And what Gil doesn't understand is it's okay to have nice things. It's okay to have this. If my money's taken care of, the house is taken care of. I think he talks about her living in a high rise. Well, let's think about it. She lived in a 1-bedroom shack that was close to the dirt. So she wants to live up off the ground.
Right.
So she did talk about buying a home. So it's he has to put in perspective, and I think he's stuck on the wrong thing. And when he was talking to his mom and calling her all these names, or when he was talking to her and calling her a brat, spoiled, I'm like, dang dog, you're rude. We talked about Johnny, even though Gil laughs behind it or thinking it doesn't come off like it's confrontational. This is bad.
Those were the two things I was gonna say about Gil. I was turned off at the fact that she was like, she made the comment about, oh, you gotta decide if you want to be with all this fabulousness, and he was like, well, that's something I can say no to, and I was like, bruh, I have an ear. People that I'm gonna say it. People that are always sarcastic all the time irritate me. Why is your response always something sarcastic? He could have said something about, she was playing. He could have been like, stop playing, girl. Then you cool with me, but that's not what's going to keep me. Because he did say after that beauty fades.
Yeah.
But his introduction to that was like, I'm like, come on, Gil. And it was something else too. I was about to say with him. But yeah, it was the sarcasm, and then, calling her all bratty and everything. Oh, I know, I was going to go back. The other thing is you have to be so careful when you are giving back to the community, which I appreciate her doing. And you said something about celebrities doing that. Our pastor said one time how he went out witnessing. He went talking to people like he went to the hood. And it was like he had a suit on. And he brought a policeman with him. And somebody put him to the side. I was like, bro, if you're going to talk to the people, for one, you want to go. I'm not saying for you to go looking dirty. But you want to go to looking like the place that you're going.
Yes.
Okay? So for her to be going to a shelter or whatever, giving away clothes, you might not want to come in no fur coat
Nah.
and red bottom shoes. That's what I'm saying. You know, you can wear your Louis Vuitton, your whatever else, your Prada, but it don't have to look like you're wearing Louis Vuitton and Prada.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's his thing. He doesn't want to have to, change who he is, but she doesn't want to change who she is, and that's going to be the bone of contention with them.
That's going to be the bone of contention, and again, they're both going to have to understand that the money issue can be fixed. It can be fixed. They just have to be willing to accept it and be willing to fix it. And be able to communicate the need. I'm not going to try to change you. You're not going to try to change me. Let's work on this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a bad problem to have, truth be told.
Nah.
They just got to be able to be willing to work it out.